let's talk about Bitcoin. So, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is often called the digital gold, the future of currency, or simply the Federal Reserve's nightmare. Bitcoin is the biggest and most established cryptocurrency with a market cap of roughly $1 trillion. And Bitcoin can be split into 100 million satoshis, which kind of act like Bitcoin cents in a way. And the main use for Bitcoin is for peer-to-peer payments, although it is increasingly being used as a store of value, so you can literally think of it as digital gold. And the reason why is because they are simply better payment-focused cryptocurrencies than Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin is based on a blockchain which serves as a decentralized ledger of transactions. Whenever a new block is verified and added to the existing blockchain by miners, that specific lucky miner is rewarded with a specific amount of Bitcoin, which happens roughly every 10 minutes. When Bitcoin was released, the reward per block was 50 Bitcoins, but right now it's 6.25 Bitcoins per verified block. And that amount continues to halve every 4 years until the next halving, which is happening in 2024. I'm not going to get much into the technical details of Bitcoin, but if you are interested, I will add some links to the description below, so feel free to check these out. Alright, so why buy Bitcoin? Well, first of all, Bitcoin has a limited supply, unlike money. Even with gold, to be fair, you can always mine more, but you can never make more than 21 million Bitcoins. And that's it, just 21 million. And out of those, roughly 18.6 or 18.7 million have already been mined. And this number is also known as the circulating supply. And that leaves us with roughly 2.3 million Bitcoins which are still unmined. Still, it's projected that it will take roughly another 100 years before all of the Bitcoins are mined, and that is due to the halving process which I mentioned earlier. Secondly, one of Bitcoin's best features is that it's unregulated and decentralized, so no banks or middlemen are involved in a transaction, purely peer-to-peer, which also ensures anonymity to an extent. So why is that good? And again, unlike gold for example, the price cannot be enforced. Unlike paper money, no government can decide that they suddenly want to print, I don't know, $3 trillion maybe, to boost the economy. Sound familiar? This separation from government and other official currencies is why a lot of people are interested in Bitcoin, although to be fair, that applies to most if not all cryptos. Thirdly, diversification. I personally think that it makes a lot of sense to have cryptocurrency in your portfolio, simply to negate the effects of inflation, currency devaluation, and so on. How much to hold depends on what is your individual risk tolerance. Finally, Bitcoin is possibly the most established cryptocurrency, so essentially it is the cryptocurrency that is least likely to be worth nothing. If you want to own crypto but you're worried, this is probably one of the safest choices. And to reaffirm that, Bitcoin has never been forged, it has never been hacked, compromised, and no one has been able to interfere with the blockchain so far, which gives us some confidence that it is actually a very safe cryptocurrency. Now, why does Bitcoin go up? Well, personally, I think it's two main reasons. First of all, currency devaluation. Only last year, the Federal Reserve printed roughly 20% of all dollars ever printed. And this year, they want to print even more. And the more dollars you get in circulation, the less valuable the currency becomes. And the more valuable real or limited supply assets start to be. And this is why, in these situations, people will typically buy gold, but Bitcoin is an alternative asset which you can own. Secondly, mainstream acceptance. While it's still got a long way to go, Bitcoin is becoming very much mainstream. One of the most popular companies right now, Tesla, bought a lot of Bitcoin several months ago and started accepting them as payments. Other companies that accept them include Microsoft, AT&T, Expedia, some local branches of Burger King, KFC Canada, Overstock, some Subway branches, Twitch, even the Dallas Mavericks. Also, several banks have started investing in Bitcoin, and there have been various Bitcoin ETFs opening up. So you can see that investors are starting to think of Bitcoin as a legitimate asset to invest in. Now, an honorable mention when it comes to reasons why Bitcoin goes up is Elon Musk and his tweets. Jokes aside though, I'd honestly recommend making a Twitter account and following some of the most influential names in cryptocurrency like Elon Musk, Michael Saylor, Anthony Pompliano, Scott Melker, the Winklevoss twins, and also Brian Armstrong, who is the CEO of Coinbase. There's a lot more people on Twitter that talk about cryptocurrency, but I think these are some of the main ones. Finally, how do you buy Bitcoin? And the answer is a lot of ways. Binance, Coinbase, even online banks like Revolut. Whichever way you choose, make sure that you are the only one who owns the cryptocurrency, not the broker, not the platform. Binance and Coinbase are two of the biggest players in the market, so most people choose to use them. Personally, I own my cryptos through eToro just because it's more convenient for me, but it's up to you to decide. Alright, this is Bitcoin in a nutshell. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, like, share it with your friends and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.